ready?
This
You're
is
on.
the meeting of the East Long Meadow Board of Assessors for May 19th, 2021 at 4:30 p.m. First went to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law and the governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitation on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting will be conducted via remote participation. The first item on the agenda is to review the minutes for the meeting of April 21st, 2021. I'm the clerk of the board. I have reviewed the open and executive session minutes of that meeting, and I find them to be in order, and I move that they be accepted. Is there a second?
I second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor? Roll call vote. Marilyn Gaddini?
Aye.
Bill Johnston? Yeah,
Yes.
aye.
Thank you. The next items on the agenda are warrants for the board members to sign, and I'm going to read them off individually, and then any questions, and then a roll call vote. So we have an FY21 supplemental real estate tax warrant in the amount of $15,965.22. Along with that warrant, we have a fiscal 21 supplemental CPA surcharge warrant, which is $157.62. We just received the motor vehicle commitment 2 that has been delayed by the registry. It's for fiscal year 2021, and that warrant is in the amount of $467,724.72. We have a 2021 motor vehicle excise commitment warrant, commitment 20. These are rebills from other municipalities, and that would be $345.20. And we have one loan FY or calendar year 2020 motor vehicle excise commitment 8 in the amount of $5. If anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to answer. If not, I'll let somebody make a motion to accept.
I move that we accept
I'll make a
these
motion.
5 reports.
I'll second.
Roll call vote. Marilyn Gaddini?
Yes.
Bill Johnston? Yes.
Thank you. I'm going to read through the next 5 reports for the board to sign. They are the monthly reports. We have a monthly report, motor vehicle abatement report for the month of April. And we actually have it in 2 groupings due to our munis conversion. So the first report is only from the 1st through the 6th. There are calendar year 20 and calendar year 21 excise abatements in the amount of $1,469.47. And then the remaining part of the month, same period from April 12th through the 30th, again, fiscal 20 and 21, $4,489.59. We have a fiscal 21 real estate exemption report for the month of April in the amount of $4,600, with $46 being exempted from the CPA. We have FY21 real estate abatement report for the month of April in the amount of $31,895.37, with $318.69 being abated from the CPA. And we have one FY20 real estate abatement report for the month of April, and that is in the amount of $3,411.51, with a CPA abatement of $34.12.
I move that these reports be accepted.
I'll second.
Roll call vote. Marilyn Gaddini?
Yes.
Bill Johnston? Yes.
So we're up to our LA3, a sales report. I don't know if anyone had any comments or questions on any of the sales that came through. I do know on the first page at maybe halfway down, you may see an assessment to sale ratio of 1.25. We are unsure at this point if it was a family sale. We just couldn't determine, but we have sent out a sales questionnaire. I don't know if anyone has any information on it that they could share. If they do, please let me know.
Generally, the sales are above assessment. There are a few exceptions, like the one you just mentioned.
Right. Our ratios are still, you can just see them dropping between the high 70s and mid 80s, which has been an ongoing for the last year. Any comments on that, Bill?
No?
Marilyn? You're good?
No, I reviewed them. I asked the one question I had, so yep.
Perfect. Bill, the next
Do we need a
report,
motion to accept?
please do.
We don't need a motion on that.
Go for it.
Do we have
I
to
make a
accept
motion to accept.
Okay, roll call vote. I'll second. Roll call vote. Marilyn Gadini,
Yes,
Bill Johnston, yes.
And then our next report that we have is our April building permit report. And if you took a moment to look at it, you will see that we have a lot of new construction. We had, in the month of April, 7 new single-family homes and 2 new condos that are being built, bringing the total for the first 4 months of this year to 14 brand new constructions.
and a lot of home improvements.
Oh my goodness, yes. That it's really nice
That's why,
that, go ahead. Go ahead, Marilyn.
that's why there's no inventory. Yeah, I said that's why there's no inventory.
Right.
People are putting in pools and enjoying their houses, yeah.
And it's really nice to have the good pride in home ownership because it's helping
Yep.
to keep our values strong too.
Yep.
Are we set to move on, Bill?
Yes, we got 7 solar. The solar construction building permit activity has been quite substantial.
They certainly have.
Okay, the next thing is the director's report.
That would be me. So the first thing on my agenda is, or on my report is income and expense forms. We had mailed them on the 15th of March and they were due back by the 15th of May. And so I'm just reminding any commercial or industrial property owner, if they have not submitted their I&E, we encourage them to still try to comply so they can avoid receiving a penalty on their tax bill. This information does assist the assessors while we're determining vacancies and the market rents that they are actually establishing here in East Long Meadow, so we can appropriately value their commercial industrial properties based on the current times that we're in. The commercial and industrial property inspections have been completed. The data entry has been completed. In fact, I just finished up the review this afternoon. We will then be moving into the valuation phase within the next month and a half or so. We do have to wait until we have a contract in place for a consultant to take us through with a lot of this valuation. Our current contract ends June 30th, so we're moving into a new contract phase. That is being taken care of by our municipal finance director. Multifamily homes, we have now completed all of the review of our 2-family, 3-family, and house properties that have 2 homes on one property or one lot. And we are working on getting those data entered and reviewed. I did just mention that the RFP for a consultant, it did go out to bid. They were opened on Monday, the 17th, and they hope to award a contract by the middle of June. Building permits, we are trying to pull together all of the building permits to send our consultant out on prior to June 30th, and there are about 550 of them. Any of the permits that we go out to visit and we pick up additional value, that is what will become our new growth for fiscal 22. Motor vehicle excise, the registry did have an issue back in the beginning of the year, so they held off sending us commitment 2, and they sent us just this past weekend commitments 2 and 3. So the board did just sign off on that, which is a much larger commitment, but it is a combination of 2 commitments at the same time. We did get those into the collector's office. They're going to be mailed on the 24th of May, and they're due back. I got to look at my cheat sheet. I believe it was the 23rd. Hang on. Somewhere in June. 30 days from when it was. It's usually if it was the 24th, it'd probably be the 25th or the 26th, but people will get those bills and it'll have a date that needs to be returned. And as everyone has probably heard, the governor has starting to change the way that Massachusetts will be doing business and will be removing a lot of restrictions. And the state of emergency will be ending. So the town hall is now in the preliminary stages of trying to figure out how and when we are going to be opening. So stay tuned. We will be open to the public very soon. If you need us prior to the opening, you know we're always available. You have to just give us a call. We're happy to come out and do any business on the outside up until we have that official reopening. So that is what I have for the director's report.
Okay, that's the last of those reports. We now have a Chapter 61A rollback tax.
So if the board recalls, when you came in the last time to sign off on a lot of documents, I had also asked you to sign off on a partial lien release, because a property that had been in Chapter 61A was now a portion of it was being sold off. So that document was signed, and then a rollback tax had to be processed. So we do have a rollback tax of $192.07, which the collector has already received because the property just closed. And so we're just going to have the board sign off on this to attach to that lien. So it's not something that you need to accept, but because you're going to be making signing off on it, I would just ask you to take a roll call vote to accept that document.
I move that we accept the document on the 61A rollback.
I'll second.
Roll call vote. Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Bill Johnston, yes.
And so once you do come in and sign that, knowing that we had a rollback, that is part of an omitted and revised assessment report, which I do have to have submitted into the Department of Revenue prior to June 30th. so that there was a document, a fiscal 22 omitted and revised assessment report. It also includes a personal property account that was omitted. So we will be having this report in the amount of an additional $1,787.99 for omitted tax dollars and the rollback of $192.07. It may look like I've signed off already on behalf. The only way I can get this form to print is to go in and check off that I'm signing, but it is in a holding pattern in Gateway until I have official signatures. Hopefully the board will accept this, and when they stop in and sign, I can get it into the Department of Revenue.
I move that we accept the fiscal year 22 omitted and revised assessment report.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Roll call vote. Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Bill Johnston, yes.
So now we need to go into executive session. And I'm going to ask you to take a roll call vote to go into executive session and then to return to open session to record our votes.
Well, I move that we go into executive session for motor vehicle excise abatements and exemptions, fiscal 2021 exemptions, fiscal year 2021 abatements, and updates on ATB cases. And we will be returning to open session
second.
only to record our votes.
And Marilyn seconded.
Second.
Roll call vote. Marilyn Gadini,
Yes.
Bill Johnston, yes.
So the board has come back into out of executive session into open session to record our votes. So I'm going to read off the few decisions that the board has made. We voted on one motor vehicle excise abatement application for calendar year 2021, bill number 715, last name Bartolo, and this was denied. Board also reviewed two exemption applications for fiscal 21, would be parcel 95-9-2, 8 Ainsley Drive, and that exemption was approved for clause 17D. We have parcel 14-3-16 for 16 Westwood Avenue, and it's a 41D, and that exemption was also approved. And that concludes the votes of the board. Our next meeting, do we have a date for our next meeting?
June 16th would be.
Can't hear you, Bill.
June 16th would be a possibility.
So if we meet on June
I think it was June.
June 16th will be a month from now, and the board would like to meet on that day.
Unless we have some reason to meet earlier.
We can't hear you, Bill.
Do we have any need to meet earlier?
So I believe the board, we're having a hard time hearing you right now, Bill, but I believe the board is deciding to meet on June 16th, which is Wednesday. And due to the governor's orders removing the state of emergency on the 15th, there's the very likelihood that this will be met in person the way they used to be held. So it will be an in-person meeting unless we hear otherwise. Does the board agree to meet on June 16th?
I move that we meet on June
Yes.
16th.
Excellent. Now we can. Thank you, Bill.
Okay, I'll second.
Okay. So the only other thing I have to say is, Marilyn, thank you for wanting to stay with us for the next 3 years. I'm very happy that you've been reappointed, and I look forward to continuing
My
work.
pleasure.
And
Thank you.
thank you. And I think, Bill, that we've covered everything on our agenda.
I move that we adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Bye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. And when you have that opportunity, please come in and sign the documents.
Will do. Thanks, Diane.
Excellent. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Diane.
Thank you. Bye-bye.